Hi, I'm Owen Kelly, the Louisiana FFA State President.
And I'm Lola Frink, the Louisiana FFA State Vice President representing Area 1. And no, we are not Kristen and Avery. They'll be back next week because today, Louisiana FFA is taking over this week in Louisiana Agriculture as we celebrate National FFA Week.
Come with us on this journey as we highlight the past, present, and future of the FFA, not just in our state, but throughout our nation.
We interviewed past members of the FFA to learn about how their experiences have helped them plant the seeds of tomorrow. Eric Wyndham is a past FFA member of the Forest FFA chapter and a former Area 1 officer. He currently works as an agricultural drone pilot. We asked Mr. Wyndham how the skills he learned throughout his time in the FFA have helped him to be successful in his current career.
Yeah, so definitely, communication skills has been a huge thing that FFA has helped me with. Talking to people, interacting with clients that we have now has been a big thing. Just being comfortable with new experiences. Like when I had never flown a $30,000 drone.
We asked Mr. Wyndham if there's any advice that he would give to members who are trying to plant the seeds of tomorrow throughout their FFA experience.
Probably my number one advice to current members is just soak it up. Like, you're never going to get these experiences back. And life only gets harder the older that you get. But I will say that there's always something to look forward to in life. At whatever stage that you're at, there's always something to be excited about. There's something new. There's new challenges and stuff. So that's what I would kind of wrap it all up with saying. It's just don't ever give up.
Next, we interviewed Mr. Charlie Smith, who currently works as an ag teacher at Oak Grove High School. Mr. Smith was a member of the Oak Grove FFA chapter and then went on to become a state officer in 1972. We asked Mr. Smith how his time in the FFA is helping him plant the seeds of tomorrow.
There's very few things that I can think of that I've done, and I have worn lots of different hats, that I can't go back and see where something that I learned in VOAG education and FFA have contributed to what I was able to accomplish. As I said earlier, not a carpenter, but I learned carpentry skills, electrician, welding, so many things. And then the leadership skills from being a state officer with FFA, it just gives you the confidence to accomplish things that you might otherwise not even try to do.
While Mr. Smith has used the knowledge from his time in the FFA for various different jobs, he explains the most impactful part of his FFA journey.
And one of the things that I remember is being so young, being able to travel all over the state, by myself and going to places that I'd never been before, and meeting so many people. It was an awesome experience.
Last but certainly not least, we had the opportunity to interview Lainey LeBlanc, the 2019 National Secretary, who also happens to be from Louisiana. Lainey told us about how her ag teacher planted the seed that inspired her FFA journey.
Very cliche answer, but it was my ag teacher. Miss Becknell was my ag teacher when I started FFA at the Walker FFA chapter, and I was the kid who was very studious, but I would never sign up to do something that made me uncomfortable. And when I started my first Agri-Science 1 class, she was the ag teacher to just tell you that you were going to be doing the things that made you uncomfortable and not really give you an option. Looking back on that, I'm really, really thankful, because doing those leadership development events and doing things that in the community or at school with new people, and as this just shy, wanting to be in my bubble person, that's not where we grow. So I feel really thankful for Miss Becknell for dragging me into the FFA sphere very unwillingly, because I don't think she ever could have predicted just how far that would have gone. So yeah, it was my ag teacher.
Lainey explained some of the most important takeaways from FFA and how those characteristics have helped her grow.
The passion is palpable in FFA, and it was so cool to walk away from that experience having a better sense of integrity. In my life now, I'm a medical student, and I get to live out the values that I was raised in FFA, which is like such a deep, profound care for the people in my community, empathy for people that are living different lives than I am, a sense of like discipline and work ethic that I feel really proud of. And I was such a impressionable young person. I feel so thankful to have had such a strong influence of FFA in my life that has made me a better person today.
Hi, I'm Andy K. Ainsworth, the Louisiana FFA State Treasurer. You heard it best there. The FFA not only gives students the skills to be successful in life, but it also shapes our character. Each of these past FFA members and officers continue to use the knowledge and skills that the FFA has instilled in them throughout their adult lives and careers.
Hi, I'm Bob Bourgeois, and I'm currently serving as the Louisiana FFA State Vice President representing Area 4.
And I'm Bailey Connor, serving as the Louisiana FFA State Vice President representing Area 3. As agriculturalists, we know that growth doesn't happen overnight. It all starts with a seed.
Across the nation, leaders in the FFA are planting seeds within members every day, whether this be through chapter visits, workshops, or shared experiences that challenge members to step outside of their comfort zone. We traveled to Taylor, Arkansas to interview Julianne Stacks, the Arkansas FFA State President, who told us about her experience as a state officer and her supervised agricultural experience.
So throughout this year as a state officer, your whole goal is to serve members and to impact them, but you don't really know if you impact them unless you see them grow as an individual in the aspect that you attempted to impact them in. So my SAE is diversified livestock. So I live on a cow-calf operation here in Bussy, Arkansas, and we have about 25, 30 head of cattle. We have Herefords, registered Herefords, registered Angus, registered Shorthorn, and a Brahman bull. We also live on a hair sheep farm, so we have Dorper/Dorper Contotten crosses that we raise.
Julianne's cow-calf farm is where her passion for agriculture began, but it does not stop there. She then gives us more insight on the Ag and Actions program and how this plants the seed in the future generation of agriculturalists.
This opportunity of the Ag and Action building is for locals to come in and have hands-on experience of agriculture in the communities, because there's so many people who don't know where their milk comes from, don't know where their meat comes from, and don't really know how agriculture impacts not just our state, but our world as a whole.
Just like Julianne said, not having the knowledge of where our food comes from is a global issue, which is why each state association has events like Camp Couchtail to introduce upcoming members to the FFA and agriculture.
All of the new FFA members get to come to Camp Couchtail in January and experience FFA camp and all the little things that you need to know whenever being an FFA member, like official dress, leadership skills. We have our state convention coming up in April. It's a very cool experience for the members. We go to the Hot Springs Convention Center. They have an expo. They have a bunch of sessions and all the fun things. State convention is always a really, really big event for all of the chapters.
Now that we had the opportunity to speak with Julianne on how FFA can look different in each state and how leaders in the FFA help plant the seeds in upcoming members, we then have the chance to speak to Mary Schreiber, the National FFA Central Region Vice President from Wisconsin.
I was very, very lucky, like most FFA members, and I have two really spectacular agriculture educators who showed me the ropes in agriculture and FFA, and I truly would not be here without them. So I was very lucky to grow up with some really awesome agriculture educators on my FFA journey. I'm sure you guys would say the same. And those people poured into me so much that I ran for state office, and I enjoyed pouring into other people that, maybe I could make this a career. And I love all things agriculture, and I love all things FFA, and being able to share that with other students like it happened to me, I thought would be a really rewarding experience. But recently I did pivot, and now I'm doing agriculture leadership at Texas A&M to hopefully do ag lobbying or policy. So still going to advocate for agriculture education, FFA, and the industry, just sort of in a different way now.
Like Mary said, as FFA members, we have someone that pours into us and plants a seed that inspires us. Mary's seed was planted, and she felt inspired to educate others around her about agriculture as a career. Mary, deciding her career wouldn't have been possible without her leadership roles and her astonishing agricultural educators.
I think FFA is really wonderful because it fosters like a healthy sense of competition in people, and especially when it comes to leadership positions, because people vie for certain positions in their chapters and even state office, and you compete in career and leadership development events to like show off your skills, and that's really wonderful. And I think it fosters a good competitive spirit.
Hearing from a national officer and how pouring into others has impacted her career choice shows the impact that current officers and educators have on their students. This same dedication to leadership is reflected in the Louisiana FFA Area Officer Team.
Macy Pleasant, the Area 4 president, discusses how her leading by example to those around her has helped bridge the gap between the current FFA members to the future of our organization. While leading by example, she also saw an issue with her chapter and decided to take a stand.
I figured out how to get Coal Conference held here because it's not really a big deal at Slidell, and I wanted Ag to have more of a highlight here, so I decided that maybe if we could hold it here, it'd be a good idea, and I like the turnout we got and the attention on how Slidell can host these events and be a part of Ag. What it means to me to be a leader is to be strong enough to support myself and also the others around me by leading through example and following through with my words, because following through with your words allows for respect, and it shows that you have that integrity that you look for in a leader that allows you to trust them.
The work of today's FFA officers around the nation prove that leadership is more than just a title. It's about inspiring, connecting, and planting the seeds of tomorrow.
FFA members in and out of leadership roles are cultivating more than just skills. They're shaping the future, one member at a time, proving that our roles as the thriving results of seeds planted by previous FFA members is vital for the future of our organization. There's more to come on TWILA.
After the break, we'll look at middle school programs that help shape our future leadership.
Hi, I'm Jaden Porsche, Louisiana FFA State Sentinel.
And I'm Anthony Plaisance, Louisiana FFA State Reporter. Planting the seeds of tomorrow means that the FFA doesn't just give us opportunities in the present, but it also encourages us to build up our futures.
What's a better way to see what the future of our organization has to offer than by getting to know the middle school programs in our great state?
Join us as we interview some amazing students and advisors from a few of our middle school FFA chapters.
Sixth Ward Middle has a flourishing agriculture program where students engage in hands-on opportunities such as carpentry and plant science projects. Here, we heard from some chapter officers and Ms. Siegel, their advisor.
One of the things that I do is I try to implement as many FFA things that I can inside my classroom. The FFA has a lot of good educational material that we can implement in our classroom. So one of the things I do is try to push my students to not only just participate in FFA outside the class, but also inside the class. And it's a way that I can guarantee 100% membership and 100% of my students being able to participate in everything that the FFA has to offer. I don't want my students to ever go without and also have the experience of being able to participate in contests, participate in Ag Science Fair, participate in proficiency awards, just give them the opportunity to do everything else that any other high school or any other middle school could allow their students to do.
Ms. Siegel works hard to ensure that the Sixth Ward students are well prepared for their future careers. We asked some of the Sixth Ward Middle FFA officers about the skills they developed as a team and how those skills align with their future plans.
And we also push each other. We want each other to succeed and do our best. That's why we push each other, encourage each other, and always try to make each other be better. My plans in FFA in the future is probably to go off to college and pursue agricultural education.
The most valuable thing that I could take away from FFA is that you want to be a good person. You want to have friends that you can rely on. You want to build relationships with people so those relationships will take you further in the future. My future plans in FFA in high school and in the work field is that I want to become a welder or a mechanic, and I'm going to pursue that in high school and possibly college.
I like being in FFA at Sixth Ward because I get to meet new people and like build new connections with different people that I don't typically speak to.
I had just a small friend group But whenever I joined it, I was able to have like a more range of friends and stuff, be able to meet new people at contests, be able to like do these new fun things that was like better than just going to school and just doing schoolwork.
Students in Ag at 6th Ward Middle School have the opportunity to participate in various contests, and every student has a supervised agricultural experience. Next, we traveled down to the Lee Road FFA chapter and heard from a few members and the advisor, Mr. Morgan, who told us a little about their agriculture education program.
Man, there's a lot of time and a lot of preparation, but it's fun to do. We're usually here from 7:15 to about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Most days we're working with pigs. We're studying for contests. We're just identifying what the students need and trying to provide it for them. I see so much enthusiasm from these kids. They've never been able to be involved in something like this before. They're not ironic about the fact that they want to participate. They show up and they do it. And, you know, they come to the next step. They ask, what next?
Mr. Morgan works hard to ensure that his students are prepared and have the opportunity to participate in everything that FFA and agriculture education has to offer. We also asked Halston and Cecilia about what FFA offers them.
Well, FFA teaches you like leadership skills and stuff like that, so it can help you be a leader in life and help you, and if you're a leader, that helps you accomplish goals that you need to get done.
I really enjoy it. I get to hang out with my pigs every evening after school, and I've just learned like so many things from owning pigs and from swine production, and it's just been like a lot of learning opportunities for me.
We also got to hear from the students of the 5th Ward FFA chapter. Lawrence is the chaplain of the 5th Ward FFA chapter, who joined FFA looking for leadership opportunities and to further his knowledge of agriculture. We asked Lawrence about how FFA has prepared him for a future in agriculture.
FFA has really gotten me ready for any agricultural or leadership role that I might take in the future, such as like farming or working on a farm and stuff like that. I enjoy FFA mainly because you can learn agricultural education and leadership, and overall that has taught me a lot in the past few years.
Lastly, we heard from the president of the 5th Ward FFA chapter, who explained how being involved in FFA has planted the seed and inspired her in her future career choice.
Being an aerospace engineer, which is kind of like what I want to do, it helps me a lot with small engines. It shows me like techniques and how to build stuff and how to run stuff. And overall, just FFA helps with leadership skills. That'd be very important for the future.
Hi, I'm Madeline Fossum, Louisiana FFA state parliamentarian. The middle school chapters strive to build success in their students by developing a multitude of skills that will help them not just inside the classroom, but in everyday life. The future of the FFA begins with these students and their advisors who work effortlessly to plant the seeds of tomorrow. Stay tuned, because after the break, we'll hold up the mirror to FFA to see just exactly what it means to be a member. It's time now for this week's TWILA Boost, and it's one that's very important to us as FFA members. Everywhere we go, if people don't know what the blue jacket means, one of the first questions we get is, what is an FFA member? It's a simple question with a complex answer. Take a look.
It's hard to define what an FFA member is, because after traveling all across the country and meeting members everywhere, I've realized we're all incredibly unique. And while there's no certain look or style or background that makes an FFA member, there is one major commonality: the choice to better ourselves and to serve others. So to me, an FFA member is a student who isn't afraid to better themselves and the world.
Advocating for agriculture is a restless job. Whether you're from the middle of Portland, Oregon, or from a small farm town of Sibley, Iowa, there will constantly be an opportunity to advocate for agriculture. Agriculture is also different everywhere you go, but there's one thing for certain: there is a need for agriculture everywhere you go. With that said, I advocate for agriculture by never backing down from an opportunity to talk about it, no matter where I'm at or who I'm with.
As someone who grew up having no ties to production agriculture whatsoever, I would have never guessed that this city slicker would have found his place in FFA. However, it was that home that FFA gave me that caught me and kept me. Over the course of this year, I've seen over and over again that we can be welcoming to others simply by listening. accepting people for who they are, and helping to create an environment that serves as that home for others.
Last summer, I went to Haiti with a neighboring FFA chapter. While there, I could feel my heart being torn out of my chest as I watched a 5-year-old orphan girl grinding corn for supper that night. FFA has shown me that the world needs us to make a difference. It doesn't matter whether you're from the city or a farm or shy or outgoing, can afford a blue jacket or not. The world needs each of us to follow our passions. Because of my experience in FFA, when I grow up, I want to be an agricultural missionary.
Most people describe integrity as an alignment of one's actions in an honest and moral way. Traveling around the country this year has allowed me to meet FFA members who show integrity in every action they take. From helping a younger FFA member find their place in the home chapter, to helping others feel included both in and outside of school, FFA members show integrity in each and every action they take. To me, an FFA member is honest and fair by showing integrity.
We may come from different states, wear different clothes, speak with different accents, or listen to different music, but at the end of the day, we're one family that serves to make ourselves stronger than we ever could be apart. The FFA family is made up of people from all walks of life.
During the 2013 National FFA Convention and Expo, approximately 10,000 FFA members were exposed to the activities within the We Are FFA room. The We Are FFA room was a place where students could let their voices be heard, while thinking of ways to appreciate diversity through inclusiveness.
I like to use analogies, and the way that I think of people being different, I think of a box of crayons. Everybody's different in that way, but they all come together to make a pretty picture.
We can take any member from anywhere, any day, and give them the opportunity to let their light shine. The valedictorian and the special needs student, they both wear the blue jacket. The quarterback, the one who didn't make the team, they both wear the blue jacket. The student who was told that they couldn't cut it in a real class, they need to go work with their hands, they wear the blue jacket. The girl who was told that her hair was too big or too blonde to have an intelligent thought, the one who works every single night to support their family. The person who was born on a ranch in Wyoming, the one who was raised in a downtown Chicago apartment. The student who was termed a redneck, an emo kid, a band geek, a weirdo, a failure. They can all wear the blue jacket, and they all do.
I'm more of an alternative group, so I try not to make assumptions too much about people because I know they're making assumptions about me. So I feel like if you just open up to diversity, everything's a lot easier.
When I first think of how people are different, I automatically think that we come from different places. And that's why I love being a part of FFA, because it doesn't matter where you come from, it's that we all come together and we come together for a purpose that means something.
That does it for this edition of TWILA. Kristen and Avery will be back next week with brand new stories from across the state.
Until then, you can watch all of our shows online at twilatv.org. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, and on Instagram. You can also find all of these stories and more on our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and turn on the notifications so you can know when we put out new content.
For all of us here at TWILA, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.